call the meeting order. We'd like to welcome all visiting guests. Again, thanks to everyone for coming. Let us show that we do have a quorum present. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody had a chance to look at the minutes. I still need to have one. I just had one noted, two noted changes on the minutes. And those are the 4-0 votes up on the section 8. It should show 5 votes. Even though I was asked, my vote should count as yes.
Make a motion to approve
With no changes.
with the noted changes.
What's that?
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Approval agenda.
You have any, I'll make a motion, there's no changes or whatever.
I don't think y'all need no change. Got a motion, Mr. Griffin.
Yeah, to approve.
I'll second.
Got a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Recognition for Board Member Appreciation Month.
Each of our board members have been given a pullover, and we just wanted to thank you for your service to our county. We know that you lead the board, you lead our county in the right directions, you oversee what we do, and you're committed to doing what's best for our students. And we just want to take a moment to honor you with that, and also give you a hand and for what you do, and just say thank you to your work to make Jones County schools better. And so thank you all for what you do. Let's give them a hand.
Well, thank you.
School recognition.
We are fortunate that we receive certificates from Catherine Truitt to recognize all of our elementary schools for meeting expected growth. And so we've asked those principals to be here tonight, and we want to give them the certificates from Ms. Truitt. And so if you will come forward, I will give you your certificate. The first one is for Comfort Elementary, and Ms. Donna Higgins. Thank you so much for what you do. Okay. The next certificate recognizes Maysville Elementary and Miss Mandy Gillis for making expected growth. Thank you, Ms. Gillis. The next one recognizes Pollocksville Elementary and Mr. Stephen Howard. Mr. Howard. And lastly, Trenton Elementary, Ms. Stella Downs. Thank you, Ms. Downs. We thank all of them for the work they've done, and we appreciate your leadership and all the good things that you're doing, and just continue the good work. So thank you so much.
Public comment.
Actually, before we get to public comment, we have one more award this evening. We do know that there's a direct correlation between teacher attendance and student performance. Jones County Public Schools would like to acknowledge the school with the lowest average number of teacher absences each quarter. During the second quarter, teachers at Paulicksville Elementary had the highest attendance rate. And at this time, we would like to present this traveling trophy to Mr. Howard and key members of the staff.
Right, so is that our version of the brown jug?
It's all over real good. Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Way to crack the whip there, Steve.
Just like to get to school in one piece, the way I write.
I think you should put it out there by your desk in the hallway.
Miss Now, find somewhere now.
Yeah.
Okay. Public comments, any?
No public comments submitted this month.
Budget report.
Good evening, Chairman and board members. In your agenda packet, you should have had the included expenditure report for December, which is currently where we stand after 6 months. If you have any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them.
Any questions?
I just have one quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
On 088, is that something that provides teachers help or does the school help for those type of?
For those types of products for our students. Jamie will apply for that and receive the funding. It's not funded each year, we have to actually apply. So we just do receive it.
Okay. So they'll be utilizing that, I'm sure.
As a matter of fact, her administrative assistant placed orders this week.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Department update.
Board members, we have given you a update that outlines the projects that are going on in each of the departments in our school system. You'll see, it gives you a summary of what's going on with academics, with our testing department. And as you look at the testing results from Jones Senior, I think you'll be pleased with the improvement in results there from where they were.
Yes. I've never seen them this high in my years of just a great appreciation for the hard work that's going on for our lead teachers and this administrative staff, and of course, all the teachers and administration at these schools. This happens to be Jones Senior. Yes.
So we're very proud of that, the work they've done. But you also see updates from CTE, our EC department, HR, maintenance, technology and transportation departments. And so that just gives you some information about each department and what's going on. And we're going to ask those departments to update that each month. So each month during the board meeting, we can just give you that. And then if there's any questions or concerns, we can move forward and follow up with what is needed. But we thought that would be a kind of an expedient way to kind of give board members an update of what's happening with each department. So if there are any questions, even after you leave here, please contact us and let us know, and we'll be glad to give you updates.
Our school resource officers, are they in place?
Danielle met with Kyle today
Okay.
concerning the funding of that. And so I know she came back afterwards and told me, they had the meeting and they're working on that. So I think they're meeting tonight to maybe vote on that.
Okay.
Have you replaced Javardis, Mr. Johnson, since he was
Have we replaced?
Mr. Johnson? He was the SRO, he was for the elementary. Was he replaced?
I'm not aware of that. And I've not heard. Okay.
Any further questions?
For May School, made contact with, the American Legion about helping with the donation of that paint. When they get ready, I noticed they were gonna be doing some
We
painting.
did, we communicated with them and the plans are, they try to do the painting when the students arrive at the building. And so there are plans.
Good.
with them. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Superintendent update.
Well, as we begin a new semester, we're focusing on attendance, core instruction. And as you go around our schools, you're going to see scoreboards outside teachers' classroom that denote the attendance of the students in each of the rooms. And then it gives you an update about how they're doing academically. And so these scoreboards are, pretty much throughout every classroom. And that's a part of the strategic planning process. And so as you go about, don't be afraid to take a look at the scoreboards, ask questions of what those numbers represent. And, but they should be in about every classroom that you go to. And so throughout the district. I wanted to point out to you on our webpage that you've got a new tab up here that Mr. Parker has helped us. And it's got our strategic plan up here to the right. And you can just click on that. And all the work that we've done with the strategic plan is accessible by everyone. Our parents, students, U.S. board members, and our staff. And when we sit down as staff members to work on it, this is what we refer to. And it shows you what our goals are. We've got 3. We want to increase the percentage of students who have no discipline referrals, increase the employee retention rate, increase average daily attendance to 97.5, and increase proficiency in the schools that meet or exceed growth. And there's a team responsible for each area. There's a team responsible for the leadership, for the culture, and for the academics. And we've been working on this, and they've established lead measures. That right there outlines, our student discipline referrals. And whether or not you would believe it, most people would not believe it. About 77% of our kids don't have any discipline issues whatsoever. And so we're tracking that, and the staff is, we're busily at work. We will update this quarterly. So you would be able to click on this and see what's going on in each area quarterly. As far as with the culture, we're looking at, the number of students with 3-day letters and to improve attendance. And then, of course, with the academic measures, we've got beginning of the year data down. We will have middle of the year results to show you shortly. And so I just wanted to make you aware that all the work that we've done with our strategic plan continues, and we have a strategic plan that's not just sitting on the shelf, that we're using as a district to help us improve. And we will talk more about this at the board retreat and explain lead and lag measures and how we're getting there. But I'm just very proud of the staff, the principals, and the directors, and everyone that's been involved in this. They've done a great deal of work, and there's a lot of people looking at what we're doing with our strategic plan to see how things turn out, because we think the Franklin Covey people feel like it's going to be a model for some other districts. And so we're just proud of the work that we've done in Jones County with this. So the other thing that I want to share with you is
Ben,
Yes, sir.
let me be the Grinch for a minute.
okay.
I just don't want us to get where we're undisciplined to make ourselves look good. to make our numbers look better. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm
Right.
talking human nature.
Right.
And I won't, I mean, our kids are excellently behaved. I know that myself. I've been with them enough and coached enough. No, I didn't never have any trouble with them. And so we've got the raw material. We shouldn't have any reports. And I'm proud to see that, but I just want to make sure we don't, we don't get lax or soft, and I guess that's military in me, but,
Right.
I just want to make sure we can do both.
Oh, I think so. I think
Thank you,
so.
sir.
Candace has shared with you some possible dates for our administrative retreat, and so once you coalesce and decide on what date that will be, we will have all of that set up for you. And I believe that covers everything I intended to mention with our superintendent comments. So thank you.
Any questions? Mr. Wall? Mr. Griffin? Any questions?
You should have do state game all night.
I did.
Really?
Y'all order?
I don't want to.
I'm good.
Any questions?
Excuse me, man.
Approval, action item, approval policy 9300, naming facilities. Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So based on the conversation at the last meeting, our understanding was the request from the board was to look at revising the proposed draft policy for 9300 to limit the discretion that there would be in naming of facilities. This is a proposed draft that more or less has been taken from the school board's policy, model policy, and then also some other policies that districts have around the state. The highlighted portion is for you all to consider. That's if you want a provision about naming other school facilities. That could also be stricken entirely and just have this only limited to naming schools themselves. But the basic thrust of it is that this would be, naming of schools will be limited to a geographic location or something similarly site-specific. The names will be proposed by the superintendent and then brought to the board for consideration and approval.
So you're saying strike everything in yellow?
That's up to you all if you want to strike it or keep it. That's if you want a policy on naming facilities within schools. So that would be for naming of a gymnasium or naming the auditorium, something like that.
I say strike it.
What are we gonna do with what we've already got? That's
You
it.
can't change it.
Got it. It's in the cover.
You want a motion to adopt the policy striking the yellow?
You don't think we need it?
I think we need it.
Huh?
I think we need the,
I do too.
Did what?
I think we need it because in the past, I mean, it's been brought up about naming ball fields and stuff. I think we need that
To prevent
to prevent it from happening.
You're saying this makes it more specific, this,
I think it
Well,
does,
that's fine
unless
then.
I'm reading it incorrectly.
Well, I thought he explained it different because I just regulated over. So you're.
This is more strenuous as far as naming.
It is.
Yeah.
I just think.
okay.
I think
The
it should say
facilities
that.
as well
Yeah, I
are
do
also
too.
limited to geographic terms or mascots.
Yeah.
So it would
Yeah.
be,
All right, well, I agree. I didn't understand your explanation of it. Because I just glanced over it.
Yeah.
I tried to read it, but I kept falling off.
so what are we saying here? Mascots can't be changed?
no,
No, it still could be
this
changed.
wouldn't have to do with who the mascots of the school are. This is saying that the facilities within the school can only be named after either geographical terms or the names of the
A
mascots.
Like Trojan Field.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know that, ain't
I
it?
like that.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to
Adopt.
adopt this and not have a second reading.
I'll second that.
the entire policy, including the yellow.
You got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
And we'll revisit this within a month, what's gonna be, or a year.
Why would we be busy? It's done, man.
Thank you, let's just make sure we remember it like that. 'Cause we
If somebody
will-
wants something, we can plan a trip.
We'll probably come up with another in the county commission meeting.
That's exactly what I'm just saying.
Get a motion to end in the closed session.
I make a motion to enter closed session under 140. Under
One
whatever.
forty-three.
You got it written down?
No. Well, just remember,
143-318 dash.
Yeah.
At
11A,
1-3.
1-3 and 6.
Yeah, 136.
The personnel list.
got a motion,
I second it.
got a second. All in favor? Closed session.
I gotta take a quick look.
You don't have to go home. You don't have to
Thank
go
you
home,
all.
but you do have to.
Thank you.
New Year. Bless you.
Y'all ever